Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is a new day. It is a new dawn, and I'm a little late because why not? But I was just reviewing my trades and just looking back at this whole week so I can see how many trades I took in total this week. I know that we are on the fifth day, which is basically would be the fifth trade, but we technically been taking more than just one trade a day. But I've come to the conclusion and chosen that if we take more than one trade for that day, so yesterday I took more than one trade, I've made the decision that if I take more than one trade in one day, it still will count as only one trade for that day. Just for the aspects, or like just for the point of the challenge, because I'm basically going against the rules of the challenge here, not the strategy, but I mean kind of the strategy, but it's more like the rules of the challenge. And I mean, I'm seeing, my biases are correct, my setups are great, and all these other things are just going pretty well. So I don't see why to, only take one trade when I can take two. And maybe next week I'll get into like contracts and whatnot, but at the same time, it's like it's not about the contracts. It's about like it'll go either up or down, and then also it'll continue, like it'll like retrace and then continue going down. But that would be like a really high risk reward ratio if I just all the way down. But I don't even know where it's gonna go at the end of the day, because sometimes I set it at TP here and it'll go past it, and then I have to make another trade to enter so I can get two trades in, because it's going to keep going lower or it's going to keep going higher, But yeah, I've come to that conclusion. So it's not like a big deal. I mean, my setups are working, my strategy is great, and everything I'm doing is perfect. So I don't see why not. I'm controlling myself pretty well, and today's going to prove that. But yeah, so let's get into it. I guess the trade journal entry for today. Okay, today is August 8th, Friday. We did New York session, of course, and we did our fifth out of 100. We did our fifth out of 100th trade today. We have 95 remaining, and today's result was a win. We got $189 P&L. We took two trades today. Bias was originally, I'm gonna go faster because I'm tired as hell. It's 10:30 a.m. on Friday and I'm really tired, but we'll chat for a bit at the end. Bias was originally bearish order block, breaker structure to the downside, 3 stacked bearish fair value gaps, bearish news, and 1 hour time frame equilibrium 0.5 mark tapped and closed under for bearish confirmation. Price then consolidated for a couple minutes in this range, moved up, creating a fair value gap, which was almost an inverse fair value gap, which would have been my bearish direction confirmation for bias. But candle closed above fair value gap, which respected it, which is when bias was flipped to bullish, broke structure to the upside, and formed 2 fair value gaps on 5-minute time frame for confirmation. My setup was a bearish order block and breaker structure to the downside, confirmed initial bias, but then it was followed by 3 stacked bearish fair value gaps and bearish news for confluence. Price then created a potential inverse fair value gap that closed bullish, signaling a bias flip. Confirmed bullish on a breaker structure and multiple bullish fair value gap formations on the 5-minute time frame. Entry confirmations came from retracements into fair value gaps on the 1-minute time frame. MES trade targeted liquidity line, MNQ trade targeted liquidity line, but was trailed for extended profit. My entry was on not only on micro E mini S&P, and it was also just on micro E mini NASDAQ. I did limit entry orders, take profit above liquidity lines. I think the first one for MES was just a little bit lower. I forgot. But stop loss below fair value gap invalidation zones. and what I did well today. Everything was done well today, especially noting the invalid inverse fair value gap that was respected as a bullish fair value gap. This gave clear bullish bias and breaker structure to the upside. 3 bullish. Yeah, see, I'm tired, dude. I need to go to sleep. I have like 4 hours of sleep, man. But where was I? Bullish, clear bullish bias and breaker structure to the upside. 3 bullish fair value gaps confirmed, respected. Retracements for entry, worked entries with trading view mechanics better, rough in the beginning, but improved quickly. What I will improve: execution and or realization of bias sooner if possible. Uptrend started before bias was flipped, so there's room to refine timing on setup confirmation. Notes: calm, confident, and collected even with minor issues that were resolved. Take profit was trailed perfectly without greed. Perfect week, perfect start. Before we get into the chart, well, actually, I'll just get into the chart and then we'll move on to like, you know, the goals for next week and what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, let's just switch screens real quick. Boom. And you guys can't see because this camera is too big. You guys can still technically see because it's like, yeah, that's big enough. Okay, cool. So this is what I was working with. If I reset chart view here, extend this up because this is how it really was looking like. All right, so we oh, I moved it. Okay, so this was the area when I got on. You can see, so this was clearly respected or disrespected. I don't know, maybe just too weak to show any type of, you know, anything. But as you can see, it did tap and it did go up and whatnot. It just wasn't strong enough to keep going up. So this is an inverse, I guess. Nothing closed inside, it closed above, but I guess that's respected. I don't really know. I kind of just disregarded it at that point because it was starting to confuse me. But we have a bearish order block and a bearish breaker structure to the downside on the 5-minute time frame here. Oh, this is on MNQ. Okay, I'm slow. Here we go. I do S&P, not NASDAQ. I'll switch to NASDAQ soon. I'll get into that. But okay, yeah, so see, yeah, I was over here. There's that fair value gap from earlier. Disregarded it. We have 3 bearish fair value gaps that formed while we were forming a bearish order block with a breaker structure to the downside. And then we got another 4th bearish fair value gap. And then we consolidated around here a bit. You see this blue line? This blue line is the equilibrium line. So it tapped and then it closed just below with a bearish fair value gap. Liquidity went all the way down, and these are liquidity lines that I've marked out. All this and that. So everything was looking bearish. News popped up around this time or something, and it was like showing me like bearish intent, bearish news. And I even checked Forex Factory, and it was all bearish news. And I was like, okay, so this is gonna be an easy trade day, you know, easy. And then price started consolidating a little bit for too long. I mean, look at the time frames here on the bottom bar. And mind you, these wicks mean they go up and down that far. So it's kind of scary to see it like close not only below discount price. Price is not in a premium, it's in like a discount. I think that's how it works, right? Not only did it close under this line, but it just kept moving up and down. And then we, I guess, finally got to the top of this fair value gap for bearish. Went down a little bit. Decided to touch this. And then around here is when everything started getting confusing. I was like, what is happening? And I was like, nah. No way. And this all wasn't like, oh, 6:30. Now it's 6:35. Oh, look, it's 6:40 a.m. Oh, no. You see this long wick? It literally went up all the way up here at 6:30 a.m. and I thought it was going to break structure. But then it stayed right under this first fair value gap for bearish. And I was like, okay, it's going to go down. And why not? Why not go down? I mean, why not? You have all these other key levels to hit, all these liquidity lines to hit, and it just didn't go down. So I got really confused, but I waited for my bias. I waited because it flipped right here. This is when it flipped. I forgot to mention that. Sorry. While it was consolidating here, we had a bullish fair value gap form that got disrespected initially, but then retraced into after and consolidated around. But then we just started going up, and then we wicked, and then we went all the way down. And I was like, okay. But then that made me realize we're filling the imbalance of like sell orders here. And I was like, huh, we're going bullish. There's a bullish 1 hour time frame fair value gap right here as well. And it was in this 1 hour fair value gap time frame that's bearish for a while. And this is what I mean by recognizing or realizing the uptrend for this scenario, of course, sooner. Because if I had realized this was going to be bullish, and if I had gotten my confirmation, maybe this was my confirmation right here, or maybe us breaking past the equilibrium line into premium should have been, you know, my my confirmation. Sorry, I'm really tired. Or maybe you know, just going past filling all these sell orders, that should have been my confirmation, you know. Maybe that all should have been my confirmation, but maybe I didn't realize it just yet. But once I got these two fair value gaps for bullish that formed, I switched to 1 minute time frame, and where was I? I was around here. That's when I realized it was going to go up, and then it was going to have to retrace into this sooner or later. I just didn't know when. But while it was going up, it formed another fair value gap, and I knew that was my chance to enter. So I entered like around here. This should be technically right there, but whatever. I entered around here. It retraced and it filled me instantly, as you can see. And it went all the way up. And then I let it play out. I just waited. If it stopped right here, I wouldn't be taking really an L, but it'd be more like, damn, you know. But I waited because not only did it go past this key level line, that's a 4 hour key level. Not only did it go past it, make a fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap that retraced. And then we already know that since there's the first one that formed was a bullish fair value gap, in, up, bearish fair value gap forms, has to go up, retrace, down, retrace again, down for respect on the bearish. Now we're around the key level area. Boom, 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 liquidity line. Don't forget that. And we're going up, forming more structure. Boom. Then I hit my TP on this one just fine. And yeah, you can see it decided to go down, and you could have made a lot of money right here. I probably could have re-entered if I waited, but this was when I got off. This area is when I got off. I just wanted to see what market would do afterwards, but this is when I got off around here. I didn't care. I got my win. And then yeah, so that was my setup for S&P here for micro E-mini. And then my setup for NASDAQ here was almost the same. Just almost. But I was too busy over here, so I wasn't worried about this at all. But I took a tiny little short long position because over here was technically would be where I would like have entered for that long position on S&P. But instead, I was on S&P during this area, you know, so clearly I didn't have any recollection, whatever, to enter here. It's not like I have two screens. If I did, that'd be helpful. Man, that'd be so helpful. But yeah, I entered around here. This was when this was going on. I was just waiting for it to hit TP. So I was around this area and I was like, okay, you know what, might as well. And it went way above. I set it for here. I was just hoping to get a little bit of profit, but I moved it up here and it just kept inching closer, and I moved it up and it kept inching and I moved it up and it kept going, and I initially moved it up right here, just tiny bit above, and then it started wicking. Anyway, boop, and it closed just like so. So yeah, that was the same setup as Macro E Mini S&P for Macro E Mini NASDAQ. As you can see, we have the same thing going on here. We have high liquidity forming on the top. The week is ending as well, as you know. It is currently like Friday. There we go. But yeah, so that's everything. Good week, I guess. I always remove everything because when I restart for next week, it won't confuse me. So while that's closing, I'll close this, and okay. All right, so let's get a summary in for first week total P&L. So as we know, Monday we took no trade. We missed our entry, and I took that as an L, but not technically an L because we didn't really lose any money or lose any profit or anything. We just missed the entry, so that's on us, even though we had the correct bias. So what? It'd be like 1 L, 4 wins. Overall, we didn't lose any money, hopefully, or not hopefully, but we didn't lose any money, thankfully. We did win a lot of money, almost $800, but we got $744 total for this week's P&L. Our account value is now at $50,744, and we took 9 total trades this week. So I'll be looking at this over the weekend, seeing how I did. I know I did pretty good. There's some things to work on for sure. The things I'm gonna take to note for sure for this week ending is the fact that I figured out how to fix the mechanic issue for TradingView's execution orders. I figured it out not through YouTube videos or articles or anything. I used ChatGPT, and ChatGPT was way more helpful, especially with their new model that just came out. But yeah, figure that out. Gonna work on it a little bit. Can't really backtest on that because I use ChartChamps to backtest, and I don't have replay mode available for TradingView. I don't pay money for TradingView, but ChartChamps work just fine. And I am doing demos, so the point of it is not to win every trade. It's the point to learn from every trade. So that's why I'm not so scared to lose. I mean, it is kind of like an ego thing. I am very competitive. I do take this as a live account almost in some way, because I mean, it is my first time ever trading on a chart. Seriously, I've traded on charts before this, just messing around, not knowing what I was doing, no strategy, no setup, nothing known of confluences. But this is my first time on the charts seriously, so it is a little scary. I am a little hesitant here and there. Makes me wonder how hesitant I'm going to be on a funded or even a live account, but hopefully by the time I get to a live account, I'm not going to be like this anymore. I'm going to be better. But that's what I also wanted to get into. Since this week was so well, I've been doing a little bit of thinking, and I realized that my P&Ls were very, very low. In terms of a micro E mini and my account value for what I started it as, the balance, I started with a 50K balance, and I ended with 50,744 value to my account. That means I would have made at least 7,500, maybe even 8,000, give or take, on the normal S&P and NASDAQ index, which is the ES and the NQ. I'm on micro E mini right now, so things are a little different in terms of tick value and multiplying profits. But Yeah, I thought about it for a bit. I visited the index even earlier today around like 10 p.m. and I realized like if I'm doing so good this first week on micro E mini, since I have 100 trades, which is technically 100 days, 3 months, I'm considering that maybe halfway. So if I do 100 times 3, would it be right? Or no, 100 times 2, 50. I'm tired, bro. I'm really tired, all right? So around the 50 mark day, if that's actually crazy, yo, I'm not stupid, bro. I'm just tired. I swear to God, I on everything, bro. On me, bro. On soul, bro. Like I'm tired. Okay, I'm just tired. I got like 4 hours of sleep the past 3 days. Yo, anyway, since I'm doing 100 days, around halfway into the challenge, if I'm still doing exceptionally good the way I'm doing now, which is most likely between a yes and a no, it'll most likely be less because, it'll be 50 days in. We'll be more than 50 trades in because I'm taking more than one trade a day, as you can tell. But around the 50-day mark, I'll consider whether if I've been doing pretty good or not the past 2 months, technically almost 2 months. Yeah. And if I'm doing good, and it doesn't have to be as good as my first week, if I'm just having more wins than losses again, then I'll most likely move to the normal S&P 500 and the normal NASDAQ, which will give me bigger profits but also bigger losses, which will not only give me more confidence every time I win and validation and the feeling of adrenaline every time I win and that success feeling, but not only will it give me that type of feeling, it'll instill fear. It'll affect with my psychological mental mindset of, okay, right now I can lose some trades and it'll be like $30, $50, maybe $300 max if I do NASDAQ trades on micro E mini. But on the real big boys, if I lose, I am losing. I could potentially even do a max drawdown on a funded live account, or on a funded account if this was a funded account. If I lose 2,500, that would literally blow your account on a funded. So I consider that around the 50-day mark. That's just how confident I am right now. But I'm being smart. I want to see how everything works with the market itself. I want to see all my flaws come out and try to better it and reflect on it, back test some things. And again, I have all these notes, and I'm so glad I took all these notes. Some people might just, go on about their day and not even take a journal trade while they're doing this and forget what do they need to work on and whatnot. And they're just going based off of memory. But when you write it down, when you're writing it down, when you're thinking of it, when you're doing this, it's like in the moment, it's still in the same hour, same day, same time and all that stuff. So you're going to remember everything. So I'm glad I have all these notes for my journal entries. I'm gonna be going over them this weekend. I'm gonna be back testing a lot because I saw that big bearish swoop down and then back up. So I could have made 4 trades total today for a maximum profit, ending the good week. But hey, I could have ended on a ban, but it's okay. I'll go revenge trade and go take it all out on back testing, and then this week coming up, I'll be just as new. Nah, I'm kidding. But so that's what I wanted to talk about and touch on. What else did I want to touch on? I'm sure there's other things too. Oh yeah, I was at work when I took these 2 trades today. I was at work and it was actually kind of scary. I was like waiting. I had to go like do something real quick so I could basically finish off my shift and then leave. But I was in the middle of a trade and I wanted to make sure I didn't have to trail my stop loss or trail my take profit at all. So I just sat there while they were asking me like, where are you? And I was like, I don't know. But I ended up just leaving it. I was like, you know what? If it hits TP, it hits TP. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's fine. I'll just come back in a bit. Came back like 15 minutes later. TP got hit on MES, and my NASDAQ trade was still going. And that's when I decided to start trailing it. And I started trailing it, and boom, TP hit. And I left, and I hit one of these. I was in the car having a good time. But big smile on my face driving home. I made some food, relaxed for a bit, enjoyed my time. And just really taking in the fact that I had a good week, had a good start. And this is actually real. Like it's real, man. Like I remember I remember back in like December and January when I first found out about this, or not found out about it, but when I first started getting into it with my two other friends, Kobe and Michael. I started trying to get into it with them, and they were into it too. It was originally Michael's idea. But they stopped doing it. Kobe does it here and there, but he's not like fully committed. Michael's on to bigger and better things, and I just kind of stuck to it because I don't have anything else I want to do. I am originally a welder. I went to welding school for about 1 year, from September 2023 all the way to July 2024. I went to Universal Technical Institute for the welding program there. I passed, and I'm not certified, but I got a certificate of completion. I came back to Oregon here where I live, all the way from Texas, where I thought, like I would get better opportunities and get hired with no experience, but, equal pay for what my experience had, especially with my efforts and grade in school there. It was a trade school, obviously, but they graded us still. But they didn't care about that, and I was getting paid the same amount my friend Kobe was making, and he works at Intel. And not only was I making as much as him, I was making as much as my other friend. He works at Intel as well, or he did, and it was just kind of like a no-brainer. Like, damn, I went to school for a whole year, and I wasted all this time there. I struggled and all this, and the things I went through in Texas is something to like remember forever. But the fact to like come back and realize like, damn, my friends are making the same as me with just for like applying, and that's it. Not even like going to school, no certificate, no diploma, no nothing, and they just make only $1 less than me an hour. And I was able to get some jobs that pay like around like 23, 25 an hour, but it just never felt like it was enough. And I kind of got tired of it. I got into a pyramid scheme where we sold like air fresheners, and that didn't work out because I mean, obviously it was a pyramid scheme, but I got out of that, and then I got fired from my my welding job, and I just kind of gave up, and I was in a really bad spot. I mean, I was broke. It had been a year since I was in school, and it's been a year now since I was back, but this was months ago. So 8 months ago, I was just broke, sad, and just completely defeated by life. Like, damn, like I really went to school for a whole year. Now I got to pay student loans, pay all these things, and I don't get nothing out of it. I don't even get to use my full skill set that I learned for, because I was a really good welder. I mean, look how fast I'm learning with day trading. How fast do you think I can learn hands-on? But yeah, it was kind of upsetting, and I just kind of gave up on welding, and I asked Kobe to get me into Intel, and we tried a couple times, but they ignored me. And then around April is when, around May is when they got back to me, and that's when I got hired. This May is when I got hired, and I've been working there for 3 months now. May, June, July. Yeah, so I've been working there about 3 months now, and everything's great. I mean, I applied for shift 6, which is the night shift, and you do nothing on that shift. Nothing. So if you want to get into day trading and you want to start learning like the way I am, you want to like do demos first before getting into a funded or even a live account. You want to learn it, but also like not have to worry about job and like working your ass off and being tired. I recommend trying to get into a job like this. You don't have to do specifically Intel. I'm through an agency. I'm not a blue badge. I'm a green badge, which means I'm a contingency worker. I am temporary. I work under a staffing agency, so they can hire me, fire me, do whatever they want with me whenever they want. They can move me around if they wish, but I get paid enough to pay my bills. Obviously, I got kicked out from my mom's house like around June. I never had like a good family relationship. I don't know where my father is. My mom is like crazy. She literally like is crazy. Just treated me and my sister very bad, like growing up. Kicked me out, and I don't feel like really like explaining it all, but just bad family reputation. Like just trying to repeat the circle, but I'm not gonna let it happen. Kicked me out though. I have my own place, I have my own car, I have my own job. I'm handling things on my own, and I'm doing everything I can since December to get to where I want to be in life. And it's not about being rich for me. It's not about flashy cars, flashy clothes, jewelry. It's nothing about that, honestly, deep down. At times with my friends, I may say it like, oh, imagine all the stuff we could have, like the cars, the girls and whatnot. But deep down for me, it's more like because like even though my family has bad like a relationship with each other and they all hate each other, like I don't have anybody in America that's blood family, like relative. Like the only person I have within like a city limit is my sister, and that's it. My grandparents, I don't even talk to them. Like my family, my own parents, I don't even talk to them. Uncles and aunts, they're all across the country. I don't have any other brothers and sisters. I have a bad relationship with my brother, or my half brother, and my friend group. That's pretty much all I have, but I don't really see them much anymore, because I'm focused on me. But besides all of that, like sometimes you just have to suck it up. Like you can't just sit and complain for hours. It's gonna be lonely, man. Like I hate being lonely. I grew up very lonely, I mean, think about it. I grew up extremely lonely. I didn't gain consciousness until I was on the plane to Vietnam, which is where my mom sent me and my sister. And I'm not trying to give like a whole backstory lore, but I'm just trying to like make you realize like this is real, and I come from somewhere that makes me believe, or is supposed to make me believe, this isn't real. But the way I've raised myself and the way my sister has raised me, the way my environment has raised me and influenced me, has taught me like anything is possible if I just try it. For years, since I was 13, I've been accomplishing things. When I say I'm gonna accomplish it, if I say I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it, and I always end up doing it. Which is why sometimes I think that people take me serious when I say I'm gonna do something. But as of lately, it seems like people don't really take that serious anymore. So like a lack of respect, because I'm not accomplishing the same stuff I say I would, because I'm setting higher milestones that not even people believe they could do. Back then it's like, oh, I'm gonna get a BB belt, that's easy, save up $300. Oh, I'm gonna buy a PC, easy, save up like 2 bands. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'll do that. But now it's like I want to prepare for my future. So again, it's not about being rich, it's not about the materialistic things that I want out of this. What I want from it is securing my future. I want to make sure that by the time I'm 25 at least, that I'm not sitting around like a waiting duck like most of these millennials are out here. Our generation, including the millennials, they are struggling. I mean, we are all struggling. Gen Z and millennials, we are struggling. Gen X and Gen Z, we are struggling because of the way the boomers had it and the others had it. The way they've priced everything, and the way they've just not only priced everything, but the way they've, had a massive impact on everything. They control everything because at the end of the day, they are elders and they have more control and power because of their experience. That's why everybody you see in governmental controlling form is older than you. I mean, near the age of your parents, almost even the age of between your parents and your grandparents. They're old. They're like 70, 60, 80. They are boomers, and they don't live up to the reputation that they want to bestow upon us. But I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to sound woke. I could care less. I could care less if there's war. I could care less if there's inflation. I could care less about any of that because at the end of the day, I can't do anything about it. I could donate money to this and that to help out this and that, or I could go to protests and protest this and that, but you got to think about it. There's too much stuff being blocked by the media. So I just don't want to put myself out there and not say waste my time, but just try to divert my energy elsewhere so that I could maybe even beat the game itself while they're focused on other things. The goal is success. The goal is freedom. The goal is financial freedom, because you think like you need to be physically free or mentally free, emotionally free, but you can't do any of that if you're not financially free. You got to have all the money you can have possible that keeps you comfortable for you to not worry about anything ever again. I mean, you need food, you get food. You need to pay bills, you pay bills. You want a new car, you get a new car. You want a new outfit, you get a new outfit. You want to decorate your new apartment, you decorate your new apartment. I mean, you want to get gas, you get gas. You can do anything if you're financially free. And it's like I come from a very low income family as well. My mom was poor and homeless growing up, especially when she came to America. And I was homeless with her, with my sister when we were younger. And we used to sleep in her nail salon growing up when we were like 3 to 5 or something like that, maybe even 6 to 7. So I know what it's like to have tight money. And my mom's, foreign, and she's older and she's not used to all the American stuff. So she's way stricter on things. And I'm just raised to prioritize like the value of money. Like, don't waste food. Don't waste money on stupid things. Don't buy stuff you don't need. And it makes sense, But I'm doing this not for me. Isn't that crazy? I'm not doing it for me right now. I could care less. Me right now, all I want to do is go grab a beer, sit down like this, drink, and play games. If anything, I wish I could live with my mom and just do nothing all day and play games and not have to work and just live rent free. That's what I want to do. I'm a very lazy guy. I'm very lazy. But the only difference that, makes that like laziness, I guess, invalid almost is my determination to be right, or my competition to be right and the best. And I just always have to outdo people for some reason, even if I don't mean to. I'm not doing this for me. I could care less about this. I've known about charts since I was like 7. Man, I remember touching my first iPhone and seeing charts, and I was like, what is this, stocks? And always wondering what it is. All the way from when I was 15 to all the way I was like 18, wondering what all these trading stuff is on my TikTok for you page. Oh, it's fake, it's whatever. And then it hit me when I was 20, 6 months ago that, let's try it. And it's real. It works. If I had started doing this when I was even younger, when I realized this could have been real and I was, I guess I had the knowledge of it, then, man, I would not be sitting here right now. I would not. But hey, things happen for a reason. You got to realize sometime sooner or later, you know. But yeah, I'm not doing this for me. I could care less. I mean, I need money right now, but it's not like this is gonna happen right now. It's not like I'm gonna suddenly become a funded day trader that's profitable and make $10,000 a month. No, it's for future me. It's for future me to have enough money on the side to start a business while still day trading, have my own live account and no longer be under a funded, starting a business, opening an LLC, having passive income every single month, making thousands a month to the point where I don't even need to worry if I can day trade anymore. And then just owning property, opening up a real estate firm, maybe owning plots and plots of land for my own personal use and for business use. And I haven't gotten into any of that, but that's for future me to worry about. Like a lot of the things that I'm worrying about right now as an overthinker, I just tell myself, let future me worry about it. I'm not like, oh yeah, let 40-year-old me worry about it. No, it's like, let me tomorrow worry about it, or let me in a week worry about it, or let me from a month now worry about it. This requires discipline. This isn't a joke, you know? At first I thought, like, it's easy. Just take trades. It's just guessing at this point. There's no way it's real. You guys are fake. But it's real. It's real. I mean, my biases are correct. And when my biases are correct, even though today it was the first time that my bias redirected itself, even though it had multiple confirmations for bearish intent, but it wasn't confirmed. It wasn't after 5 a.m. The only thing that was after 5 a.m. was the EQ touch and the potential IFVG. But that was still invalidated. Price rose above equilibrium price, became a premium. I should have realized that. It's real. You just have to discipline yourself. You just have to commit. That's it. Just commit. Commit and stop BSing yourself. This isn't Call of Duty. This isn't Fortnite. You don't get on and be like, if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. If you lose, you are losing money, but not only money, yourself, your mental state. If you win, you're winning money, but not just money. You're winning a part of yourself. You're being right. It's not about winning. It's about being right. It's about being right. Your bias is what makes you right. And if you're right, your bias is right. Your strategy is correct and it works. But enough yapping. It's 11:09 a.m. That was today's, this was the last trade for this week. I believe so, because yeah, it's only Monday through Friday if I'm correct. And then I do write down my journal entries as well, and I have them on text now, or not text now, but on the notes software app on here. I also have it on my YouTube descriptions, so it's not like I'm just raw dogging this. But yeah, that was this week's last trade. We came in with 4 wins out of 1, and I think the 1 is fair, even though my bias was right and all that, and I missed my entry, which is fine. I don't think I'm gonna take it as an L. I was upset at first, but after some time, I think it's fair. It's my first week, and it not only my first week, it was my first day, and I was just trying to figure it out. So it's okay, and the missed entry was fine. It just means we didn't have an entry. It's no loss, no win. But overall P&L is 4 wins and $744 profit for this week, which means it would have been at least 75 or 8,000 if it was like on the normal S&P 500 and the normal NASDAQ. But hey man, we gotta start somewhere. I don't want to yap anymore. I'm tired. My bed is starting to smell good, look good, hear good, feel good. So I'll be back testing this week, and yeah, you guys have a good week. I'll probably put like a video in between here, like since it's gonna be 5 videos, I'll probably put an extra video afterwards for like, I don't know, intermission or something, so it's not just like day 5, 5th trade, and then all of a sudden 6th trade, hello, welcome back Monday, after I'm like, okay, you guys have a good week and whatnot. You know, I want you guys to just chill, just relax, and just live life. I'll probably post like a back testing video or something, you know, just for funsies. What is this? Okay, well, bye guys.